Welcome to 101. I'm Greg Bassey, your host from the Salisbury Independent newspaper. It's election time. We're continuing our election interviews, and today from District 1 City Council, we've got Tim Sheppard. Welcome, Tim.
Thank you for having me.
So, tell us about your background. Who are you and why are you doing this?
Well, let's see. I'm 44 years old, single, no kids. I actually left right after high school in '93, got a scholarship to Culinary Institute, studied hotel, motel management, and minor in hospitality law. Went abroad and studied culinary arts in Dublin. Came back, managed restaurants all over Baltimore City, Philly, New Jersey. So here, the last 5 years, my father passed away with pancreatic cancer all of a sudden, and then my mother had a really bad stroke in 2015. So I just landed another job because I just got out of the food service industry, and I really started working in outreach, working at University of Maryland in Baltimore, Johns Hopkins, doing some outreach work for them, community service work. My mom had the stroke, and I had to pack up. I came home to the Eastern Shore, Salisbury, in December of 2016. And I just got involved in the community, and I noticed District 1 was lacking. And I'm talking to a lot of people, and a lot of people are just telling me what they want and what they don't have. And then I sit on the board at the Chipman Culture Center.
Right. Great organization.
Yes. And Shani has been my advisor, mentor. And
Shani Shields, who held the seat, the District 1 seat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she pushed me, and she said, you have what it takes. And she has been molding me since then, and I've finally gotten to the race, filed. And here I am. I feel like I can do some great things in Salisbury.
Well, District 1 is the majority district. It's highly diverse. It's the west side, North Camden. And you talk about some of the problems in that district that maybe aren't getting addressed. What is on your list?
My list. A few things that aren't getting addressed. And one thing I don't think people are paying attention to is the lack of mental health services. There is a huge mental health crisis in minority neighborhoods. And it's because we haven't been talking about it, and it hasn't seemed that important. So they feel like they aren't that important. That's one thing, is the mental health. The second thing I'm focusing on is our mature adults, our senior citizens, who are full of life and are tired of just sitting around going to the same old day programs with no excitement. So my goal is to find out what they need, include them in on conversations, especially with things that affect them. I want them to have a seat at the table. Just like our youth, we concentrate on our youth a lot, put a lot of money in programs, a lot of things aren't working. And these two are the most important groups in our city, is the youth, which is the pulse of the city, and the senior citizens, which are the heartbeat. And we need both of those for the city to thrive and stay alive. So that is my focus, as well as landlord-tenant issues. You know, I am a landlord also, and I've seen some of the things that can be fixed, that landlords can do, and I've also seen some of the things that tenants can do, and both have to be held accountable, and we have to do it on a more open platform so people can see that we're holding certain people accountable for their actions or lack of.
Yeah, that landlord-tenant relationship is a very delicate relationship, and I think a lot of people don't understand how to manage that relationship.
Absolutely, and I think I have been managing that well with my tenants. And a lot of people have asked me, well, how can you keep tenants and have a low turnover? And well, because we have constant conversations. I talk to them all the time. They have problems, just like I have issues with paying mortgages or paying rent. So you have to talk and have a relationship. So, you know, I can understand what you're going through, and you can understand the importance of me getting the rent in on time.
Right.
And we can work things out. And the issues come when there's no communication with each other. And the only communication comes when something falls apart. And then we have the courts to settle it out. So I think I would be a huge key advocate for my renters and an advocate for the landlords, because they both have fair cases on both sides. And we just need to sit down, quit yelling, pay attention, and have some calm conversations about some issues.
One of the things we hear from time to time, especially on the west side, is people don't necessarily feel safe in their homes. We've got great stats in terms of crime being down in Salisbury, but there's still a perception that goes on. Any thoughts about that?
Well, a lot of it is misunderstanding. A lot of it comes with misunderstanding, again, not in putting yourself in those communities, in those neighborhoods. You know, a lot of people just stay away. Just stay away and let them take care of their own problems.
Yeah.
They don't hold landlords accountable. And you have good, hardworking people. Yes, there's crime. Absolutely, there's crime. There's crime in Nittsdale. There's crime everywhere. You know, but just some crimes are going to be highlighted, you know, more than other crimes. Now, I grew up on the west side of Salisbury. I feel very comfortable over on the west side, campaigning and talking. I'm hearing the same things, you know. We're good people. We're hardworking people. And we want some fairness, and we want people to pay attention to us. We want people to put money in our neighborhoods. You know, we have pride in our neighborhoods if we had something to have pride in.
Right.
You know, and the other half of that is, well, we fix up the neighborhoods and give you something to be proud of. Are you going to take care of it?
Right.
So again, it's a conversation between two people. You know, and I think, you know, yes, there's crime on the west side. That's not all of west side, and those are very small pockets. So we need to concentrate on that bigger picture. And I think if we concentrate on that bigger picture, taking care of people, taking care of the properties, taking care of their mental health, that crime you will see kind of disappear. It will get a little quieter than what it is. Crime rate's coming down overall, but we still have things in that west side and our minority neighborhoods that need to be paid attention to. And we need to actually sit down and talk to and not about.
Our mayor, who's very dynamic and very energetic, he gets a lot of press for the work he wants to do downtown and growing the core. He talks about that a lot. But people say, "What about the neighborhoods? What's the city doing for the neighborhoods? What more could be done in your mind?"
The first thing that could be done is bring all 5 of these districts to the table when you're making decisions about downtown. One of the main things I've heard from people is downtown isn't being made for me.
Right.
I don't feel comfortable downtown. There's no businesses. There's no people that look like that. I don't feel welcome in the city that I live in, where I used to go downtown, where at one point everyone was downtown. You know, and I think the mayor's doing a fantastic job building up downtown. But I think the mayor has to do a much better job in building up uptown. You know, I've always said, if people are coming, if you got companies coming and building in your city and building downtown, it is a must that some of that money comes uptown in these neighborhoods. I don't care if you're doing nothing but paving the road, putting up street lights. You know, if we can find $80 million for a project, we can find a couple $100,000 for beautification projects. The money is there. We just need to talk about it, see who needs it. And that's what your district leaders are for, is to get those answers from the community and bring their issues to the table so the mayor can know. Because a lot of things that we need, the mayor don't know because the representative isn't, you know, taking our issues to them. You know, so we need to do better on all ends. And again, the mayor has to realize that downtown is beautiful, but you know, I travel a lot, and when I go to different cities, yes, I want to go downtown, but I want to check out the community. I want to look at the little shops and little antiques, little boutiques in the community. Well, we don't have any, because it feels like and it seems like to the people in District 1 that we're not good enough.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned Shaney. She's helped with my development in my thinking. I remember when they tore some buildings down there on the west side, and I was like, they should just tear all of them down and start again. And she was like, no, there's historic significance to these buildings, and they saved Chesapeake East. That survived. And at the time, I was like, tear that down too. But it's a beautiful thing there, and now I get it. And you know, and our mayor talks about preserving the buildings downtown to build from that stuff. It's what's really unique. So now I understand that, but there's other things in the west side that can be preserved. I mean, the Chippen Center could have at some point been torn down, but what a beautiful, perfect thing it is.
Absolutely. It has so much historical value.
Yeah.
I mean, that place, Frederick Douglass, Harriet Tubman, I mean, to even consider tearing it down, you're taking away a huge part of that black history.
Yeah.
That is the last standing historic African American building on the Eastern Shore. So that is so significant. And the sad thing about that center is the community do not know much about it.
Right. I would encourage anyone to go in that basement there and see the woodworking.
Absolutely.
Those beams that were hand.
Yes.
It's amazing to me to sit there and to look at that.
Right. And we have that right in our own backyards. And we're not doing a good enough job of promoting what we have.
Right.
We have a lot in Salisbury. We can promote downtown, but when they come downtown and spend a couple of days down there, they're going to say, what else? And we need to offer them something else. We need to offer them something else. Downtown cannot be the only diamond. We have so many diamonds in Salisbury from District 1 to District 5, and it's time to amplify them. It's time to show, the state of Maryland, the country, who we are on Eastern Shore. We've had a somewhat muddy name for a while. The mayor's been doing a good job of trying to shine up Salisbury. It takes more than a mayor, and that's why it's going to take the mayor communicating with districts all throughout the year, having open conversations, talking to his leaders, and an honest conversation, because people are suffering mentally, physically, and emotionally, and it's sad because we have everything it takes to fix this, and it don't take a lot of money. It takes two things, and I've been telling them, it takes time and it takes people. And if we dedicate our time into the people in the community, we will see things change fast. This is Salisbury. It's not going to take us 5-6 years to see change. We see immediate change if we all get together.
People who I know get involved in community service, sometimes they'll enter into it really headstrong and they're excited about it, but it's hard to get traction. It's hard to keep the energy level up. What are you hoping to get out of community service?
Well, I'm hoping, I'm glad you said that, because I am hoping that my energy rubs off. It's contagious. Rub off on people, because you have to make volunteering exciting. You just can't, I coach people, just can't go and volunteer anywhere. You need to volunteer where it's going to mean something to you, where you have passion behind something. You have to care about something strong. I mean, you can go and volunteer at the hospital, but you need to find somewhere there that you're going to make a difference, if it's not but for one person. There's so many organizations, that need volunteers. We have the bodies, but do we have the compassion that come along with it? Because that's what they need. That's what they need. It's priceless. When someone comes into your community and you can tell they care. They absolutely care about us. And that is worth more than anything. To have the people behind you, you can't ask for anything else.
How can people find out more about your campaign and about you?
Well, they can give me a call.
Okay.
You can definitely give me a call. My phone number is 410-776-9640. You can email me at timothysheppardcampaign@gmail.com, or you can go to our Facebook page at Tim Sheppard District 1. My address is public. You see me outside sitting in the yard sometimes, stop by Spring Avenue, chit-chat with me. I'm a very friendly guy, but I'm no nonsense. I want things done. I'm energetic, and I want to change the face of District 1 through 5. I've lived all over Salisbury, so I can't see myself just staying in one district and not paying attention to something else going on somewhere else. So, I hope I don't overstep my boundaries if I come in, but hey, it's only me being who I am, and if I ever say anything wrong, misspoke, come to me. I'm easy to say, hey, I made a mistake. And please show me the right way so I don't do it again. That's why I'm Tim Sheppard, running for District 1.
He's Timothy Sheppard. He's running for District 1, City of Salisbury, City Council, and we're thrilled that he was here today. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Greg Bassett from the Salisbury Independent Newspaper, another edition of 101, Special Election Edition, here on PAC 14.
First Shore Federal is proud to support PAC 14 and one-on-one. We'd encourage every business to support PAC 14 and pick a program and support it, and let's make a difference.
You can find all of our election coverage on the PAC 14 YouTube page.